Communication Error.
Welcome to the 40th episode of the Communication Error podcast, the community patch notes episode of console versus handheld gaming. Before we get into it, we have a very special guest. He is the man you go to for all your Pokemon needs, and probably the best Warzone player I've ever interacted with. DarthVald0, what's up? Welcome.
I was not ready for the Warzone introduction because that's definitely far from the truth there. But what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I am the go-to Pokemon news source. There's no one else out there you guys should be watching, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah.
It
I'm
is
excited to be here.
incredible like how fast your channel has grown, and honestly, like, people do go to you for Pokemon news, and it's really exciting to see, man.
It's wild. Like it really puts it into perspective sometimes when I get these random comments that are like dude, like I would have never known about this, or like I just scrolled all your videos and claimed all the ones I missed. And I mean it short form, people like things you can share. So I mean, luckily for me, I was able to grab onto that.
Yeah, I need some tips. My TikTok has been floundering, and every single one of your videos blows up. So I need tips.
I got you. I'll connect you with my people.
But before I ask you what you do on the internet, I want to tell a little story on how me and Valdo met.
I love this story.
So
It's so random.
I forget how many years. It was probably 3 years ago at this point. Probably around this time, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say my little girl just turned 4 and she was a baby when it happened. So,
Yeah, I think
it had to have been like 3-ish years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
Around this
I think
time
it was,
too.
Yeah, it was January. It was definitely in January. But we got teamed up for a Warzone tournament. We didn't know each other before then. And I did not play. I played maybe 2 matches of Warzone before this happened. And I was playing Fortnite, and I felt really bad because Valdo was probably like, man, I want to win, and this is not going to happen.
Well, so the only reason initially I was like, dude, what the hell, is because I was told by the tournament organizer that pairs were made based off of their KD ratios. And so at the time, I had a really good one. Like honestly,
So did
anything
I.
above like a 1 is good. I had like a 2.4 or something like that. And it was just really good. And he's like, so since you're really good, I paired you with John because John doesn't play much. And immediately I was like, what? And then he was like, but you both like Pokemon, so it'll be okay. And I was like, all right. Because at the time my channel was Warzone, and then every other few videos would be like Pokemon pack openings or things like that. Like I just couldn't get away from Pokemon. I hadn't fully committed to it, but people knew I liked Pokemon. And so that's how me and John got paired into a Warzone tournament together. And we had a practice session trying to get you your first win ever.
I don't think I've ever won a Warzone match. I don't think I've ever won one in all these years.
Really close, and then we died to the gas, and everyone was just laughing at us. Like it was, yeah. Haven't looked back since.
And you're still friends with him?
I believe it or not, yeah.
I think back then I was,
bond, I guess.
Yeah, I was making Fortnite videos back then, I think. I don't remember. Honestly, that was a while ago.
I don't know. I don't remember, because I don't remember ever watching any of your Fortnite stuff before.
Oh, you would remember.
Before, like, you try to. That's what I mean. So because after I met you, like I started hanging around in your community and your streams a little bit more, but I don't remember seeing much Fortnite, to be honest. So
maybe that was that was like the tail end, and then that's when I went into Pokemon a bit.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, that's how we met.
He was trolling. Any of his Fortnite videos, he was trolling. There was one where it was like you could play as Aquaman and swim with the sharks. You could have so and so hold Mjolnir, like
Kylo Ren,
who was worthy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's who it was, Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I would make fake Fortnite videos. That's what I would do. They would get a ton of views. Yeah, but not anymore.
I do remember hearing about all the fashion shows, but I never actually got to see one. So that's how I know I wasn't in any of the Fortnite content days.
Oh yeah, the fashion shows. I forgot about the
I heard a lot
fashion
about
shows.
those.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
we could reminisce forever. But tell the people what you do on the internet.
So as of recent, I've kind of narrowed down my content to just be Pokemon news, Pokemon update type stuff. So anytime that a mystery gift code drops, which doesn't, I don't know, I feel like besides some of the news sources that also do similar stuff to what I do, Pokemon themselves don't really do a good job of advertising things like that. So a lot of people don't even know you can do those kinds of things. So anytime they drop mystery gifts, lately, one of the ones that's been a little fun that I've been getting into is I make guides for the 7-star raid bosses that come in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I like to do them for solo players because I was that person for a while that didn't have like a lot of people to play with up until I built my own community where I was like having to do majority of the things that you could do as a team solo. And so I like to kind of base my content and raid guides and stuff around that for people who might not have 3 other players they could get with to take it out easily, you know? So a lot of different Pokemon stuff, tips and guides is what I have on my bio. So that's kind of my thing.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
you're right. I don't see a lot of people talking about mystery gifts or like anytime that you have one on your page, I'm always like, how do you know this? Because like you said, Pokemon doesn't even talk about them.
They don't. If they do, maybe it's like a week or so after they'll post a little tweet or something, and it's like, well, you guys are a little late on that one, but yeah, I don't know. I saw an opening. I think the first one I posted, and I was amazed by it too. It was in Sword and Shield, and they gave away a shiny Clefairy, so it kind of helped me that it was a shiny because everyone wants a shiny. And so I was like, what if I just make a video? Like I was scrolling Twitter and I saw you can claim it. I claimed it myself, and I was like, oh, it's real. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make a video about it and share it with people because I didn't know you could do this. And that video started blowing up. Like within an hour, I think it was like at 50,000 views. And so I was like, I think I should go live right now and kind of capitalize on this. So I went live at the time, and it was just, yeah, it was just snowball from there.
That's awesome. Do you ever feel like you are like do you feel like you've been pigeonholed into Pokemon, or is it something that you genuinely love talking about? Do you wish that there were other things that you would be able to do? Just as a content creator, you know, we all get kind of in those spots sometimes.
Yeah. So I enjoy it. I've loved Pokemon like literally since I got introduced to it. You know, back in like 5th grade, I must have been. I don't know. Like Pokemon's been in my blood forever. My birthday is actually on International Pokemon Day, February
Oh,
27th.
jeez, that's cool.
Which is pretty dope. Like when I think about it, I'm like, okay, like this all has to have some kind of cosmic meaning, you know?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
no, so I think like I mentioned before, like I used to do a lot of Warzone content and I would trickle in Pokemon because I feel like I always kind of wanted the Pokemon stuff to blow up a little bit and kind of base my community there. So as soon as I saw the route to go to Pokemon, I was like, I'm full sending. And at the moment I can still say I'm enjoying it. Um I don't feel like I'm limited to just Pokemon content. The stuff I have posted that hasn't been Pokemon doesn't do fairly as well, but I mean that's understandable because my audience is Pokemon. But I feel like if I wanted to, I can branch out to like some similar areas like other Nintendo titles and things like that, you know, or Pal World. But I wanted to make content on Pal World. It's been super busy. So I haven't actually had time to progress in the game much to really make anything about it. But so I don't feel like I'm pigeonholed, like you said. I think I'm in a pretty good spot. And I think with like this time right now where the Pokemon news and things like that is a little bit of a dry spell because we're all waiting for Pokemon Day for the next big announcements. I could have made other content. I've just kind of lack of time at the moment.
Well, people are probably wondering why we're talking about Pokemon so much. We talked about Pokemon last week. It goes into our conversation, but before we get started with that, Johnny, you want to do some server maintenance?
Yeah, get some server maintenance. So the first thing, we need one person to follow us on Twitter. We're at 99 followers on Twitter. I know most of them are probably bots because I looked at the most recent follows, and they are definitely bots of unsavory nature. But anyway, we'll get to that 100 follower mark hopefully this week. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're really close to 200 subscribers. follow us on Spotify. I think we're at like 75 or 76 followers on Spotify. Leave a review, which we did get a new 5-star review on Apple. Hold on.
You got it?
I do have it. It's from Gojo J. It says, entertaining, 5 stars, one of the top 3 podcasts I listen to regularly. And I gotta say, it's nice to hear when y'all have a discrepancy over a topic, and it's just entertaining. Oh, by the way, while Mario 3 is good, Mario World is god tier, but Donkey Kong Country is the GOAT. All right, Valdo, we ask the guest every time we have a guest, we ask Mario 3 or Mario World. I don't know if you're a big Mario fan.
Mario 3, 100%.
Yeah, that's why I like. That's why I like you.
I played all of the Mario games. Like all the OG ones for sure. Played them all. I've missed some of the recent like side scroller ones that came out on the Switch, all the remakes. But yeah, no. If I had to pick, it's not even close. Like Super Mario World was okay. I liked having Yoshi around, but Super Mario 3 is just iconic, honestly.
Look, Valdo, I know you told us at the top of the show that this is your first time podcasting, and honestly, it might be your last. You're the only guest that has chosen.
Yeah, we'll say you're the first
so
guest to choose correctly. You're the first guest to choose correctly. All right.
Mean, I don't know. I can't tell you. So like the whistle trick. You know that whistle trick where you can like skip to the last world and take on Bowser. I can't tell you how many times in the last like maybe let's say 2-3 years that I've loaded up Super Mario 3, done the whistles real quick, and within like a half hour to 45 minutes I beat the game, and it's just like such a good feeling. I don't know. It's weird. Like I won't sit there and play through the entire thing, obviously, because it's a long one. But like, I think my favorite land from Super Mario 3 is the one with the giant, like all the giant creatures. Like that's just so fun. I feel like you don't get that kind of stuff in Super Mario World. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, Super Mario 3, 100%.
I agree.
In the review, they also said, "Bang bang 49er gang." Valdo, who are you choosing for the Super Bowl? Chiefs,
oh man,
49ers.
I'm from California. I lived about 2-ish hours away from San Francisco, so I gotta root for them now. I do admit I was kind of rooting for the Lions. I kind of like the whole underdog.
I think everybody
thing,
was.
You know? Yeah. like as much as it pained me to not cheer for the Niners, I was going for the Lions. But I think I'm going for the Niners. Hopefully.
I gotta side with Taylor. I'm a Swiftie. Yeah.
I like Taylor Swift too. I do like Taylor Swift.
Plus, I don't like how people are like acting with how like they show her maybe 3 times during the whole game, and people are way overreacting on how much they actually show her.
I mean, I just don't get the gatekeeping. Like look at all these new people that she's bringing in just single-handedly without any promotion on her end. Like she's just there. And like think about all her fans that are just tuning in just to see her and her new boo thing, you know? Like I don't get how that's a bad thing. I don't understand the gatekeeping.
I'm torn because I'm a Denver Bronco fan, unfortunately, so I can't have the Chiefs win. But at the same time, it would be cool to see them win for a second time because that just doesn't happen very often, right? So it's just like, will history be made, or will I be all right with Chiefs losing? Either way, I guess I kind of just feel like it's a win-win for me because they either lose and I'm happy, or they win and they've made history and life goes on. I don't know.
And you got to watch it. Yeah, you got to watch
exactly.
History, so
yeah. Cool. Well, anyway, this isn't a Taylor Swift podcast. It's not a football podcast. It's a gaming podcast. We brought up Pokemon. Johnny, why did we bring up Pokemon this week?
So last week we talked about console versus handheld gaming, and Pokemon is mainly known for handheld. It came, to the Switch. That's the first time we've had mainline Pokemon games on a home console, and we brought Valdo on because you're a big Pokemon fan. Do you prefer to play Pokemon in handheld or docked, I guess?
I guess the bigger question too, like, are you a handheld gamer or are you a console gamer?
Yeah. I think I'm a hardcore handheld gamer personally. It's it's one of those things where I don't know if I ruined it by starting content creation because I can't sit down at my desk and play like on my monitor without feeling like I'm working or feeling like I should be working. Like I need to be doing something that I can record and post later. If the fact that I can take my Switch, go sit on the couch and just chill, like that's how like my brain knows we're just playing for funsies right now. Um, I think I bought my Switch maybe 3-ish months after it came out, and I would confidently say about 90% of my time on it has been handheld. Like I just hardcore prefer handheld
And
over console. Or
you also took 6 years to beat Breath of the Wild. Don't think I forgot that.
okay, but I did beat it in a weekend when I finally got back to it.
But
And
you
it was
haven't
all
beaten
on
Tears of the
handheld.
Kingdom yet, so I don't know.
No, I've been playing it every now and then. That's been one of my like before bed kind of things. Like I'll play for an hour or two. Always handheld. Always handheld.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I said last week, where I said something like, I can't sit at my desk because that's where my Switch is. That's what I play on. I don't play on a TV. I play on the monitor so I can record gameplay.
It's a little scary, Valdo, because I like you, but like how much you sound like Johnny is also very scary.
Well, trust me, I'm still Team Cheesy. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Oh wow,
Right
we gotta
say,
get
though,
some shirts that say Team Cheesy or Team Johnny. That's the
we do.
yeah,
We
yeah,
do.
we'll make them.
I will say, I posted it on Twitter right around Christmas time. I started playing Luigi's Mansion 3 with my daughter, and that one we were playing on our big TV in the living room. And
Beautiful
that
game.
one was fun. That one, like, it
Yeah.
was fun to. I mean, it's probably just because I had her next to me, so obviously it didn't feel like I was working. But like playing a game like that on the big screen, like it was just really cool. Like I feel like it was a lot better than handheld because I got to see all the little ghosts, all the cool little particle effects that they added in there. Like it was just a really pretty game. So I wouldn't rule it out, but yeah, I still think I'm a hardcore handheld gamer.
I don't want to put any pressure on you because I don't know if you decided or not, but I know we had discussed you getting a Steam Deck.
I'm getting one next month in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that because of Pal World?
Partially. So
Wow.
So for me it was I've been looking for a way to play PC games. Like I've been wanting to branch out of Pokemon stuff, especially for my streams. Maybe not my content, but like stream wise. Power World is a game that I really would have loved to stream, but unfortunately, I don't think my computer can handle playing it and streaming it at the same time. So I looked into the Steam Deck and saw that you can dock it and you can actually use OBS to capture it. And so I was like, oh, instead of buying a whole new PC just to serve the purpose of running my games, I can just invest in a Steam Deck and the games run just fine. So that's kind of where my head was at. And so yeah, like Power World was really the one that got me thinking about it because I was like this kind of stinks. Like I really feel like I could have capitalized on the popularity of this game, especially with my audience because they like Pokemon. Power World is not similar to Pokemon at all. So I just I feel like it was a missed opportunity. I just want to be prepared. I just wanted to be prepared for the future. So instead of investing in a whole new PC, a Steam Deck is a good little middle point.
Well, I've had it for about a week now, and I love it. It's so good. Like once you play that compared to the Switch in handheld, it's like night and day. The Switch feels like a archaic piece of junk.
Have you seen the Lenovo Legion?
Oh, the one that has the detachable Joy-Con, essentially.
I'm honestly surprised you didn't go for that one because I feel like you could have made some hilarious videos with the fact, especially the fact that it has Joy-Cons. Like,
I mean,
I feel like you probably still
never say never. Never say never.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
saw
I
that
mean,
one and immediately thought of you.
Steam Deck is a known quantity. Like I felt more comfortable getting a Steam product than because I know there's like the RG Ally. There's a few out there now that are probably pretty good, but I just felt like Steam was a safe bet.
It's reputable, yeah.
Yeah, and
I mean, not that the others aren't, but
yeah. I just haven't really seen. I mean, I haven't seen much on the. I would have had to look more into the Ally and that other one, but it's the Switch feels super dated now. I can't. The only thing I'm gonna play on the Switch now are Nintendo games. Um,
Really? You're so even just like regular indie games, you're
oh,
gonna play
and
on your
actually, no, I actually do like the indie games on the Steam Deck.
and
I
on the Steam Deck?
Yeah, I mean they both. I mean they work well for both. Like I don't feel like I need to
Sure.
buy the indie games on the Steam Deck and the Switch. Like if I had, like, I'm not gonna rebuy Hades or something like that. Like,
You would. You would.
I did get
Don't
Brotato. I
say
did
you're
get
not going
Brotato
to.
again. I got Brotato again because there was like a bundle.
What did you originally play Elden Ring on? Was it PS5?
It was PS5. Yeah, PS5.
How are you liking, like, what is, give me the comparison between Elden Ring on the PS5 and the Steam Deck, because I know you've been playing that.
Yeah,
Like,
so
like graphic wise, like how does it run compared to
It-
PS5? Is it
it runs super smooth. Like I was
Yeah.
actually really surprised how well it runs on the Steam Deck. That game I think is a PS4, Xbox One game as well. So it's not, doesn't have a PS5 exclusive or Xbox Series X. So it runs relatively well. The draw distance isn't as far as it is in PS5, but that kind of makes sense. And it's also a little bit smaller screen. The one drawback that I've had, which is a Steam Deck problem, is the battery life. There's like, I think it's like 2 hours
Oh,
to,
really?
Really?
to play Elden Ring, and that, so I got the OLED, which has a longer battery life. The original Steam Deck, I think, is like an hour and 45 minutes, and then
Yeah.
the OLED is like 2 hours and 20 minutes. So it's really, really short. Like you can't get into it. Like I was trying to play, like I was playing yesterday while watching the football games, and I had to like stop because I had to charge it up for a bit and then
Oh, okay.
wait. That's the only drawback that I've seen, is the battery life is really bad. But Elden Ring runs really well. Pal World, I mean, I don't think that's a really well optimized game right now anyway. That doesn't run that great.
Early access?
Early access, yeah. But indie games, like I got Death Must Die, that runs great, and yeah, indie games run fine. I was gonna pick up like Tekken. I was gonna pick up like Tekken 8, which just came out, just to see how it runs. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
They tell you like if it runs on Steam Deck, if it's verified, or if there's like it runs but there's like something wrong with it, or not wrong. There's just like it's being held back by certain things. So that's kind of nice, knowing before you buy it that, hey, this might not perform optimally.
Yeah. I guess
But-
that's
So-
one of the drawbacks of mobile gaming, right? Is the battery life. I didn't even take that into
Yeah,
consideration.
the battery.
That'd be probably the major drawback there.
Because I think
Well,
even
I was-
the original Switch, like my original Switch, before I upgraded to the OLED, it would die like in a couple hours.
What's the difference though on the original Switch and the OLED? Aren't they the same?
No, the battery life's slightly better on the Switch for the OLED.
Yeah, like
It's like
you-
3.5 hours to
5?
5 hours, as
Yeah.
opposed to like 2.5 hours to 4 hours or something like that. It's
Oh,
not
okay.
drastically different, but yeah, the battery life for handheld gaming is a little rough. And at least we're not buying AA batteries anymore. I remember playing
Yeah.
oh man.
like Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Like you had to buy AA batteries.
Well, it's funny when we were talking about last week how, I was playing a Game Boy, or it's fun to like go when you were traveling, you would bring your game with you. Something I forgot to mention is like it didn't have a light. So sometimes when you were like driving, you would have to catch that street light perfectly just so you can continue playing your game at night. But that was still an option that you could just do that. Maybe it was a pain, but you were in the moment of your game and not waiting to have to
You,
go home and play.
you didn't have the little light attachment?
Well,
The
eventually.
worm light?
Yeah, the
Sure.
worm light. Is that what that was?
The
What it was
worm light.
called? The worm light.
The
Yeah.
worm light.
Yeah.
I had a
Yep.
gold one, a gold sparkly one.
Nice.
And then there was so many attachments you could put on the Game Boy. There was like the magnifier.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
the magnifier was so silly. Like, it just looks so silly. Just a screen on top of your screen. It's so goofy. I love it though. The link cables, I remember linking
Yeah.
with my friends and the OG Pokemons. Yeah, those are funny.
Yeah, I used to have 2 Game Boys, and I would link them together so I could trade with
course.
myself because I didn't have any
course.
friends.
Still
It
doesn't.
started early, all right? It started early.
Consoles, man. And of multiple consoles, always.
I don't even know how. Like, I didn't have my own money. Like, I wasn't working. I must have just begged my parents. Like, this is completely different than the last one you got me a year ago.
They fell off a truck.
So with your daughter getting into gaming, like,
Mhm.
and just that generation, have you noticed if, she likes to play handheld or if she likes to sit down and play console? Because I imagine, and I'm just, I don't know, I guess stereotyping, the generation likes to have a screen in front of them all the time. Like that's just how they grew
iPad
up,
kids.
right? Yeah,
iPad kids,
exactly.
Yeah. It started kind of randomly. Like she has her iPad time and stuff. She watches like the YouTube kid stuff, and she stumbled across Roblox videos actually. And so she started telling me, like, when she recognized Roblox out in the wild, she's like, "Dad, that's Roblox." And so I told her, I was like, "This is a Minecraft household. We don't play Roblox here." And so I was like, let me put you on to something real. And so I started showing her Minecraft, and which is like very similar to Roblox, except Roblox just has like all kinds of like community built games, right?
Mhm.
But so I started showing her Minecraft. She was super interested in it, and I own Minecraft on literally like every console that I own, including iPad. So I downloaded it on the iPad and we played for a little bit, and she will randomly, like, I'll randomly catch her with it open and she's just playing for a little bit, and then she'll switch back to like watching a video. She got into Plants vs Zombies, which was one of my first like mobile
Nice.
games. Like I still think that's like a perfect like mobile gaming experience. Like I love that game to death. And so she'll play that one from time to time. But yeah, and the only other time that she's been exposed to anything other than handheld was that night that we played Luigi's Mansion 3. And I mean, she was super amped about it too. I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference on which one she prefers, because she was just like, she would watch me play and she'd just run around the living room cheering as I caught the ghost, you know? So, so like, she was pretty amped about it too. But I think she definitely spends more of her time on handheld when she does play games right now.
Mhm. Yeah, and so that's something that we talked about last week is just how it seems almost impossible to go back to just console or just handheld. Like there is this integration of the two for a
Mhm.
reason, and I think it's because handheld honestly is like it's nice to have that option, but
Yeah.
it does seem like it's the winner over a console experience just because you can lie in bed and play your game. Like you don't have to be in front of the TV to keep playing your game. And I don't know where we go from here. Like they've already done it,
Yeah.
right? So like, where do you go? How do you improve on that experience?
Yeah. You know where I'm torn with this whole debate is I just hate that as we move forward with these mobile solutions like the PlayStation Portal, or you know how we had like the backbones for Xbox and PlayStation where you could play on
Hmm.
your phone. I'm a hardcore physical copy person. I don't like buying my things digitally. So it makes it kind of hard where like if I want to switch between titles on my PS5 and I'm on the PS Portal, I need to have them digital because it's not like I can be home to switch the disc out, you know? Or
I'm
same
just
with
saying you've redeemed yourself, Valdo. You don't sound like
yeah.
Johnny anymore. It's
No,
good.
no, I know. I remember that episode pretty clearly. And we've had this talk all the time too. Like we've talked about it plenty of times. I like owning something physical. I think a part of it is me making up for the fact that I pretty much had to sell a lot of my physical copies to
Mm.
like pay for things when I was like in college, when I was like that broke student, you know. So
Hmm.
like a lot of my stuff just got sold. Like my original Legend of Zelda game for the N64, which N64 is a fantastic console, also, John.
Wrong.
Um,
Wrong.
yeah, but yeah, so I think that's like before I like get off on too much of a tangent. I think that's my only drawback with like moving forward with handheld gaming is I just wish physical media was around to stay a little bit longer. I know it's not, like it's on its way out, but it just kills me a
Di-
little bit. Kills me a little bit
digital
on the
is
inside.
digital is
It
perfect
is.
for
It's
handheld.
convenient.
It's perfect
Yes, I
for
know it
handheld
is.
because you
That's
don't
why it
need to
makes me
carry
sad.
around a case. Like you don't need to carry around all your games. Like it's
I
so much
want to, though.
easier. I will
Yeah, but
say
if you don't
so.
have a case, where's the drip, Johnny?
I do.
Yeah.
I do have a case. I have a case that I never use. All right.
Okay.
So I got an email. I thought we were talking about this like after we recorded the Nintendo Powercast, and I said, "Oh, these people with this game switcher thing, they want me to test out their newest one, which is an 8 game changer." And I think Crawler said, "You don't have 8 physical games," and I don't know if I do.
Might have to rent to GameStop real quick.
Just
Give me the cheapest used games you got.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess to get into some comments, we got Irikai on YouTube who said, I play my Switch in tabletop mode with the Pro Controller kind of a lot, usually when I'm doing something else on the computer and I don't have a good solution to be doing that and play in dock mode at the same time. So I prop my Swoled on the table with that sweet kickstand, grab my Pro Controller, and away I go. Holding the Switch and using those awful Joy-Con is for the birds. Though I would probably lean more toward considering that as being handheld gaming. The only real difference is that I'm not actually holding the Switch, but I'm still subject to all other things that make it handheld gaming. The Pro Controller is just too good, man.
have you ever played in tabletop mode, Valdo?
I don't like it because of how small the screen is, but I have. I definitely not my preferred way to play though. Although recently my Joy-Con got the worst drift, like unrecoverable drift. And so I've been having to use my Pro Controller, and because of that, I can't hold my Switch at the same time. So I've had to find ways to like lay it against a pillow or something because it's just yeah, no, the screen is way too small for me to play comfortably with my kickstand. And I have the OG Switch, like the day
Oh
one
yeah,
switches,
you didn't get the
Oh, well, that
OLED.
kickstand isn't
Terrible
doing you
kickstand.
any.
Yeah. Do you even
Yeah.
have the kickstand anymore? Like those
I
things
do.
fall off all
I
the
do.
time.
No, I've taken care of it. Surprisingly, it's still there, still intact.
Also, I
Works
love
as well as it should.
how they called it the Swoled. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah. I just picture like swole, like
Yeah.
like the buffer switch.
So now, I mean, now there's no. I don't think there's any point in getting an OLED now. Like I think
Right.
you just wait until the next system.
For the price point too. Yeah, it's a very premium price point, and how much different could the new Switch actually be compared to like the OLED price point now? Because what's an OLED? It's 3 something,
350.
350?
350. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
360 for the special editions. They upcharge you $10.
That's not bad actually. Only $10.
But you don't get the game with it though. It's just like laser etching.
That's so cool. I can't do laser etching at home, so I'll pay $10 to have the laser etching here.
We got Rival, who said, great episode as always. Thank you, Rival. Gotham said, I have only ever owned 2 handhelds in my life besides my Switch, the OG Game Boy, and the DS. Other than that, I've always been a console gamer, though I do like the convenience of handheld because I can play at work, during breaks only, of course, or at home while my wife is watching TV. My only problem is I've had bad vision my entire life, and now that I am 41, it's really bad, like trifocal bad. So when I play games that I have to put a lot of hours into, like Tears of the Kingdom or Octopath Traveler, my vision will start to go out of focus or I get headaches. I do enjoy playing cozy games like Animal Crossing New Horizons in handheld, though, because I don't have to really focus on it while I play. To answer your question, though, I prefer my consoles over any handhelds. I think that's something that we didn't say last week that I thought about was like one of the reasons I don't like playing handheld, even though, Johnny, you say I'm a handheld gamer because I play Nintendo games. I don't necessarily think that is true.
It is true. It's 100% true. I said it. It's 100% true.
It's not true. Just because I play Nintendo games doesn't make me a handheld gamer.
That makes you a baby gamer. All right.
It doesn't make me a baby gamer either.
Not the baby gamer.
Just because I play Kirby doesn't mean that I'm a baby.
Oh, It might
It's okay.
actually.
The Kirby community actually has your back on that because they came for John hard.
Yeah,
when
they
he
don't
called
like
out
when
the
I
indie
say
game.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, one of the things that I don't like with handheld gaming is like looking down at it. Like I feel like that hurts
Okay,
my
yeah.
neck after a while. And that's not as comfortable as like
Well, you
lounging
can
back
hold
in
it
a
up.
chair.
You can hold it up.
Okay, but like after a while,
Well, no.
your
So,
arms,
all right, hold on.
your arms start hurting.
Hold on.
Wait, we're getting a demo?
Yeah, I actually have to make a video for this.
Okay. He's off screen, everybody, so we don't know what he's doing. We don't know if he's returning.
Oh.
He's back.
Okay.
What?
Yo, I have one of those.
What is this? What am I looking at?
Stuck. All right.
I have one
So-
of those. Don't make me run up and get mine.
So, this is a pillow that you put like on your lap,
The
Okay.
gaming pillow.
and then like you just play like this. And it's so
Okay.
much more. It's so much more comfortable
For console?
for handheld. Or I guess
So
for
then,
any. I guess
if it's
for
for
anything.
handheld, then you need a neck pillow as well.
Well,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
you just have the controller. It could be a controller. It could be a phone. It could be a book. Hashtag code Johnnybo for Volari or whatever.
I was gonna say, is it a Valari? Yeah, I got one of those too.
It's actually really nice. Like I've been using it
Yeah.
more often than I was expecting, and I have been using it for just playing handheld. Really,
No.
it's just much more comfortable, and you don't have to look down as much.
So you just gotta play like me. I lay in bed on my tummy and I have my arms in front of me, my feet.
You
are
lay
seen
in-
the
how-
air, like, yeah, it's great.
That can't be
It's great.
comfortable.
Maybe for like the first hour, it's okay. But after that, yeah, it's
Hour?
kinda rough. Yeah.
That's long, man.
I mean, you've
feel
never
like-
shiny hunted, man. Shiny hunting takes a while.
Yeah.
but to do that on your tummy for an
Yeah.
hour?
I'm a tummy
Dang.
sleeper, so I'm used to it.
Oof.
Okay.
I can't. I'm side sleeper. I have to be side
Yeah, that's
sleeper.
me too.
I can't. My arms go numb if I sleep on my side.
Well,
Johnny, I feel like I cut you off.
oh no, I was just I don't know what I was talking about. But the Volari pillow, it's very comfortable. Use code Johnny.
I'm gonna crop this and use it as my video too. Just be like, use code Valdo.
I did want to mention the comments on Spotify. You can comment on Spotify, so make sure you check out the question on there. So this is from James. He says, I'm 50-50. I do very much enjoy my handheld mode, but also I guess and it's a great show, but I guess he likes both handheld and console. And then Fierce Link says, definitely console 99% of the time. 99% of his Switch play is docked. That being said, the 3DS was a great way to experience handheld. 99% docked? I can't imagine that.
Do you
Yeah,
think that we are
crazy.
kind of missing the handheld experience with a touchscreen?
There is a touchscreen.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they don't utilize it that much.
I don't miss it too much, to be honest. It was a cool little gimmick with the 3DS, and I loved my 3DS too, but I don't find myself missing it much, to be honest.
I think the
You-
only
like-
game that would benefit is Mario Maker.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, it might even have. I think it does have touchscreen support. The issue with Mario Maker is, like, you can't look at what you do. I don't know. It's the Wii U gamepad was perfect to like build on it, and then you just look up to see what it was doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because you couldn't use your Switch on the TV because it had to be docked. That was
Yeah.
the issue.
Yeah. That's right.
I feel like they could have had some kind of workaround with that. Like, if only they had some kind of Nintendo app or something. Or...
Or like if you had a Wii U, you should be able to use the Wii U gamepad as a controller. They allowed you to use the 3DS as the controller for the Wii U, which is
True.
weird.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't. Must not have used mine that much.
Yeah, you could use it on. I don't know if it was like Monster Hunter, and maybe Smash Bros. Smash Bros had like so many
Smash Bros. You could.
control
The Wii U was
schemes.
ahead of its time, man.
It was. Bring
Ahead of
back-
its time. Such a great console.
I wish
They
we
gave
had the.
us Splatoon.
Yeah,
True.
That's all we needed.
I wish we had the TV app for the Super Bowl.
My my Wind Waker.
The
Wii U
Wind Waker
gamepad
one?
It's hung up right behind me. Yeah,
Nice.
it's like it's blurred.
You also you got Majora's Mask back there. Detective Pikachu.
You also have the God.
The worst controller ever made.
It's the
No,
best
Johnny.
controller. What do you mean? It's so comfortable.
It's
you just, like, hold
translucent.
It's great. Yeah, it doesn't even work anymore. But the fact that it's translucent is just all I need for it to be.
I mean, I do
near
like
dear to my heart.
the translucent N64s were cool.
They were.
Too bad the game sucked.
They
I don't know what games you were playing, John.
Yeah, seriously.
Every single one of them.
Where do the people land on this? Have you gotten hate yet for that comment?
Yeah, they weren't
Everybody's
happy.
on
Well, I
my
mean,
side.
I don't know. A lot
you're
of people, I think, would agree with me if I didn't phrase it that way. If I didn't say all N64 games suck.
Okay, yeah. Do you think it's a rose-colored glasses thing? Like we're just looking back at it with nostalgia, and so we think it's fun? Is that like what you?
Yeah, that's 100%. We've actually done
did you-
we did an episode on it. So I don't know what episode it was. Go back and listen to it.
Nah, I'm okay.
No, I do think
I've heard what I need to hear.
no, I think a lot of our stuff is steeped in nostalgia. Like, why are we playing Pokemon
Yeah.
still? You know,
Hey,
we are not the
Ooh.
demographic for Pokemon.
Valdo, why are you playing
I mean-
Pokemon still?
it probably most likely has to do with the collecting aspect of it. I'm like big into that kind of stuff, and so like I used to do like achievement hunting in my Xbox 360 days, where I liked having every achievement, which is I think in PlayStation it's the platinum trophy, right? Where if you complete all the trophies, you get the platinum. So I'm just like a sucker for things like that, and so it's a new challenge every time a new Pokemon game comes out. It's complete a new Pokedex, you know. It's so. That's probably where I have the most fun in Pokemon. Like, it's not even the shiny hunting or anything like that. It's just the monster collecting aspect of it.
I don't think I've ever completed a Pokedex before the Switch era. Like,
Okay.
I got it in Sword and Shield, I got it in Arceus, and I got it in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I got my first one in Omega or Alpha Sapphire, and that's because they had the global trade system thing linked into it, so you could like, it was like a black market. You go in there and you're like, I'm offering a Kyogre, and I want you to give me a Groudon, and then the next time you log on, someone accepts a trade and sends it to you. So that's how I was able to complete my Pokedex there, because I didn't have a lot of friends that played Pokemon, so it was hard for me to get the version exclusives, and I wasn't like John, where I just buy multiple consoles and the same copy of a game just in a different color. Like I couldn't do that. So
I didn't. So
yeah,
I didn't start really. I didn't do that in the 3DS era.
Yeah.
I don't like. I only have one 3DS, but I bought 3.
Okay.
But I sold the other 2. So I sold the other 2 to buy each other. So I sold the original to buy like a
Oh, okay.
new 2DS XL, and I sold that one to get the Majora's Mask. And that's a huge reason why I don't like physical media, because I will just sell it. And I'll regret it down the line. Like, I kind of wish I had those 3
but you
3DSs.
Isn't it nice to have the option? Do we need to talk about Super Mario Strikers again?
Ooh.
That game was the worst game I've played in probably the last 2 years. I bought it for $60, made a couple TikTok videos, and then sold the game for $45 on Mercari. So I came out profitable on that one with the amount I made on the videos, and then I was able to sell the game itself for $45, and now it's someone else's problem.
I was gonna
So-
say,
Yeah, but now you
were
don't
kinda
have a
into it for
complete
while.
collection. Now you don't have a
I mean,
complete.
so well, yeah, because it was fun up until you run out of the 3 cups you can play, and then there's no more content after that. And
Yeah.
the multiplayer was absolutely horrendous in my opinion. So it was a good little way out. If I would have bought it digital, it's like sorry, you know,
Johnny.
Yeah, well, I mean, I regret that is like the one game I regret buying.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But I think I bought every single Nintendo published game on the Switch, pretty much. So I mean, it's just part of my collection now. It's
True.
just sitting there. We did play it like in person with the Nintendo Powercast, and that was fun. But for a few matches, then we're like, okay, we understand what this is.
Kind of, but I think it was also fun because it was so chaotic in the sense of like we didn't even know what was going on. It wasn't fun because we knew like who we were controlling or like we had strategies and a game plan. It was just complete randomness and you had to laugh at it.
Yeah, like you guys could have probably played anything and you would have had fun. Like
Yeah,
just being there in person. That's the beauty of it.
We had a lot of fun with Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land was a blast, and that was like a mix of handheld and console gaming. Because one person used the gamepad, like they were only using the gamepad, and the other people were doing stuff like on the screen. Man, the Wii U was ahead of its time.
It was.
And you know what? Not a lot of people talk about this, but the Luigi's Mansion minigame is just reverse Pac-Man. And I think that is so clever. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
You're playing as the ghost. You have other Luigis that are trying to capture the ghost. It's just reverse Pac-Man. That's all it is.
Yep.
So, Valdo, what consoles do you have?
I have a PS5 and a Switch. I recently got rid of my Xbox Series S just because the games that I was playing on there I could play on my PS5, so I got rid of it. I ended up selling it, and I don't remember what I bought with that money or what I traded it for. But yeah, everything I play is PS5 or Switch, and then if it's not on either of those, usually it's on PC, so I can play it on my computer.
Do you use your PlayStation 5 very often?
I was just about to say, the only times I've loaded it up in the recent months is when buddies hit me up to play some Fortnite or something. Really. As far as like single player games or anything like that, I have not loaded anything up in a while. It's all been on the Switch.
Do you think that you don't get enough time to play because of your content creation? And I'm not just saying you. This is kind of an ongoing conversation that we have on the show because, Johnny and I, that's what we do. And just for other content creators, like that is the job that you have to do. Do you still feel like you enjoy playing games other than the content that you're creating?
Yeah, so I think it ties into the actual topic of today is I wanted to get a PlayStation Portal because I have games on my PS5 that I want to play. I just don't want to come sit at my desk and play them. It's the thing. Like I don't want to come sit here because I've been wanting to get one of those too. They've been sold out forever though. It's like I don't want my money. Yeah, they've been sold out everywhere. So it's been kind of tough. For a bit I debated on even moving it off my desk and moving it to like our living room to see if that makes a difference because I have the newest remake for Resident Evil 4 that I've been dying to play. I never finished Horizon Zero Dawn, the Forbidden West. I never finished it. I want to go back into that one or the new God of War. And I want to play them all. I just don't want to come sit down and play them because I feel like I sit at this desk enough working where I feel bad coming back over here and sitting for fun. I don't know.
No, I get that. I mean, that's exactly how I feel. And that's, I haven't played, the last PlayStation game I played was Spider-Man, and I played that pretty much exclusively on the Portal.
On the Portal, yeah. If I had the Portal, I'd probably be playing my PS5 as much as my Switch, maybe more than my Switch. Because currently on my Switch, I'm playing Pokemon when I'm doing like the new events that they have, or Pokemon Unite. I'm still on Pokemon Unite a little bit. And then every now and then I'll switch to like my current rotation for like relaxing games are Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Snap, and then Tears of the Kingdom. Those are the 3 that I have in rotation right now.
Well, since you are our Pokemon expert, what is it that you're wanting to see for Pokemon Day? Like, is there anything that you think really stands out for this year? And like, do you think that there improving on their quality from Scarlet and Violet?
I definitely don't think we'll have another title like Scarlet and Violet. I'm trying to stay hopeful. I mean, as much as I enjoyed the game, which like I'm not just saying that, I did enjoy it. I can admit it ran like poop. Like it just did not run well. I don't think we'll be getting another one like that. As far as what I want, I feel like I'm in the minority, but I want some Gen 2 remakes. I want some Gen 2 like in the style of some of the more recent remakes, maybe not Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Those games were absolutely terrible. A new Legends game would honestly be everything I want, but I don't think we're gonna get it. Like I would love maybe a revisit to like one of the older like Johto or Kanto regions in a Legends Arceus style game, but I just don't know.
I'd be
you want a Let's Go?
surprised.
I actually really liked Let's Go. Let's Go. I have Let's Go Pikachu. I loved it. That's one of the few games in recent years that I've actually like deleted my file and started over to play it again. Just because I didn't remember a whole lot of the mechanics and gimmicks that they added into that game. So I played through it and it was almost like a fresh experience. But I actually really like the art style and the whole like catching mechanics and the new way they did XP in that game. I thought it was fun. It definitely felt like it was geared towards the younger audience, but I still had fun with it.
I'd be surprised if they don't give us another Legends game.
You think so?
Because the Arceus sold like 15 million copies and there's only one version.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. I hope Legends had such interesting mechanics, and it was. And I mean, Power World clearly liked the mechanics because it took like all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it had a lot of things in it that just made sense. Like, why can't I try to catch a Pokemon without engaging it in battle? They do it in the show. Like, why can't I do it in the game? And so it almost, I feel like that also kind of added to some of the backlash that Scarlet and Violet got, because we got a lot of cool new features in Legends Arceus that got stripped from us in Scarlet and Violet, and it just made no sense as to why. So I think that's a part of it. And then you go, I went into it already a little cranky about that, and then the performance issues came about, and so it was just like just building on itself, you know. So, but yeah, I think if I had my wish list for Pokemon Day, a new Legends game, I think would be my preferred.
Listeners, let us know what you want for Pokemon Day. I know No Less Guy is a big Pokemon fan. There have been some people in the Discord playing Power World, and No Less Guy is one of them. He loves it. I'm actually kind of surprised because it seems like a lot of people that like Pokemon are kind of against Power World because of the controversies, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that one. I mean, I do and I don't. Like, I don't know. This is wild.
Well, I don't know why people are trying to protect a multi-billion-dollar company. Like,
yeah,
that's not even if Power World did steal designs, like that's not
allegedly.
That's not for me to decide. Like, I could be like, oh yeah, that kind of looks like a Pokemon that I know, but
yeah,
I don't know for sure, and I'm not going to be the one to decide that. That's up for their lawyers.
I mean, yeah, they're big boys. Pokemon Company can take care of itself if it feels like that's the case. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's maybe the diehard Pokemon fans that I keep hearing about. Yeah, that was a kind of wild time to be on Twitter when Power World released.
Yeah, and there's a new one going around that looks like Mega Mewtwo Y.
Oh, it looks so much cooler.
It does look cool.
It looks so much cooler. But yeah.
Well, they just want Megas back, and like everybody else, you know, they just want Megas back. Megas were the coolest feature that Pokemon has ever had, and they took it away.
We're not getting them back. People need to move on. There's a new gimmick every generation. There has not been a repeat yet. Like, people just gotta let go. We're not.
I don't know. I don't like
back.
my little hat. I don't like the hats. You know, I don't like the little hats.
No, I like some. I think like the Terra Flame hat looks really cool, and the Ghost one as well. The Ghost one's very nostalgic.
Oh yeah, it has that old.
There's some. I do wish there was like some exclusive ones. Like I wish certain Pokemon had different crowns based on their Terra. You know, like Pikachu getting its own iconic one would have been kind of cool. I mean, it's Pikachu. I'm surprised they didn't give one a Charizard. They give everything to Charizard. But yeah, like I think there was a lot of missed opportunity there. You know, some of the legendaries, like I think if they would have had like special Terra hats or whatever we want to call them, I think would have been cool. But it just kind of got a little lazy. All of them just look the same.
Okay, so I mentioned Nolis Guy. He asked this question like weeks ago, but I think it's perfect since Valdo's on the podcast this week. We're getting near an hour, so Valdo, if you have to leave, that's fine. But so Nolis Guy asked to give the listeners our top 5 Pokemon of all time.
Oh my god, I hate this question because it changes every day for me.
Every day?
Maybe not every day. I'm exaggerating, but every time I get asked this question, I feel like I have a different, like maybe 1 or 2 switches out of my top 5 because there's just so many that I like. I mean, Bulbasaur gets it off the rip because that was my first starter ever. So I have a special place in my heart for Bulbasaur. Trico is my favorite starter of all time from Gen 3. I'm a big fan of Heracross because of the show. The second season, Ash had a Heracross, and it was really cute. Like it had a lot of good character. And his shiny is also one of my favorites. So Heracross would be up there.
It's a cool shiny.
Yeah, the pink,
it's a really cool
one.
shiny.
It's great. I really like Pachirisu. Also probably because of its shiny, it gets a little pink stripe on it. And then shoot. I know after this I'm gonna be like, oh, I didn't mention this Pokemon. Oh, Shame. I'd probably throw Shaman in the mix too. I'm a big fan of Shaman.
Nightmares. No nightmares of all that shiny hunting of Shaman.
No, I got him. I got him halfway through odds, so no nightmares for me. You know, only 21 hours of my life. Easy.
Cheesy, do you even know 5 Pokemon?
Do I even? All right.
Just sing the Pokemon rap.
I wish I knew it. Do you know it?
I know like bits and pieces of some of them. I don't know it all sequentially. That's one of my goals for this year, though, is to learn it and recite it on stream. That's one of my goals.
You got to make content out of that.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Day 1, learning the Pokemon rap.
Oh, true. Yo, that's not a bad idea.
See, I got you, man.
Yeah.
No, my all-time favorite is Vulpix. I love Vulpix, and then even Alolan Vulpix is awesome. Joltik, I love that it's just a cute little spider, even though I don't really like spiders. There's something about it that like yellow fuzzy, like it's an electric type Pokemon. I don't know. I really like it. And in Pokemon Snap, it's really fun to take pictures of. I like Litwick, just a little ghost candle.
Yeah.
I like Trubbish because I feel like Pokemon fans were like, Pokemon is trash, and Pokemon Company is like, all right, bet.
Take your trash.
Yeah. And then Cyndaquil. Gotta go Cyndaquil.
Okay. Yeah.
How many am I at now? 4?
That was 5, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Right, cool.
I think it was 5.
Yeah, that's good, I think.
That was good.
Right.
Have you seen Joltik? Because they added them in the new DLC for Scarlet and Violet.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, they
you
hop.
go into the cave. You go into the cave where they're at, and they're just all hopping. It's hilarious. It's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, I mean, when it comes to Pokemon, I don't think that I'm the best at it because I get so attached to like the first 6 that I catch, and I will catch others, but I also am like,
yeah,
I know how long it takes to get through some of these battles, and like I like Pokemon for what it is, and I think it is probably nostalgic. Scarlet and Violet, I like the writing of, which I know is like kind of a low bar, but like I think they did a good job with all the 3 different stories.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I like Pokemon, but I wouldn't say that I am like you and Johnny with it.
Okay. Yeah. And that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
You're probably better off that way because you just probably don't get mad when they don't give you
mean,
what
it's
you want, you know? We have
kinda
higher
true.
expectations and we just get disappointed by them. So
Yeah.
you're probably on the good end of it.
Sweet.
All right, so I'm going to go with
Wait,
Dragapult.
do we get
Oh,
okay. I was gonna say, did we get John's? I was like Charizard
Yeah.
5 times. So Sorry.
I'm gonna go Dragapult. I think that's such a cool Pokemon. It's a ghost dragon. Like, how could you go wrong with that? Lucario. I don't know why, but I think it just became one of my favorite Pokemon. I used it
Is
a
that
lot.
because of Smash?
I didn't play Lucario in Smash. I played a lot of Lucario in Pokemon Unite. I got like a alpha shiny Lucario in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like, I just think, I don't know, Lucario is just such a cool Pokemon to me.
It is.
I know what I'm gonna go with my last one, but Darkrai, which I thought Valdo was gonna choose. Darkrai's a cool one.
I do like Darkrai.
That's a cool little. Is that a mythical or is that a?
Yeah, it's a mythical.
Legendary. I never know the difference.
I hate that whole thing. People come at my neck for that all the time. All mythical Pokemon, in my opinion, are legendary, but not all legendary are mythical. Is what I go with. So
okay,
I don't know.
Well, we just got a new mythical.
my
We just
rule of
got a
thumb.
new mythical, right? We just got
Yeah,
that weird looking
Run.
thing. Yeah,
he's cool. He's got a cool little story.
Oh, there's 7,000. Well, there's 1,000 of them now. Just trying to choose one that I don't want to. I don't want to go Gen 1.
Stop trying to be edgy. Just
I know. I'm
pick
just
one.
trying. I'm trying here. I'm trying. I always loved Ampharos. Ampharos is just a goofy looking thing.
Yeah,
It's just goofy and it makes me happy. And Mega Ampharos with the Fabio hair is hilarious. And of course, number one, the best Pokemon of all time, is Charizard.
yeah.
I wonder if there's a thing that's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have heard your favorite Muppet is the one that's most like you. If there's your favorite Pokemon is the one that's most like you.
Huh. I mean, there's just so many to pick from. Although sometimes I'm surprised. Like, I will shoot slander at a certain Pokemon that I think is I in my head I'm like, there's no way anybody in the world likes this Pokemon, and then suddenly in the comments it's like, hey, that's my favorite Pokemon. I kind of love that, honestly. Like, there's times where like I get put into check and I'm like, yeah, like every Pokemon has got to be someone's favorite Pokemon for some kind of reason, you know, whether it's because they're like them or it reminds them of something. Like, it's always really funny to me because like I put out a video a while ago, self promo, where I picked my least favorite Pokemon. And my least favorite Pokemon was Alolan Dugtrio, the one with the Fabio hair.
I love that one. That's hilarious.
People are like, oh my god, it's amazing. That's such a cool design. I'm like, dude, it's a Wiglet. It's a Diglett with a wig. Like, what do you mean?
I think it's just. I think it's funny. I think it's a funny looking Pokemon. Like
it is. Yeah.
It's so random. Like, why did they make it look like that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I know people would get mad about certain ones. I know, Charizard's a very
Privileged.
yeah, I think we've just gotten a lot of Charizard. It was my first starter ever. Like, Pokemon Red. I had Pokemon Red. I thought it was such a cool Pokemon. It still is a cool Pokemon. He was such a jerk in the show. Like, I tried to model myself after him.
Oh, that explains a lot.
You're right, that cheesy. I think your theory was right then.
There it is.
But I don't want to. I don't want to admit
ahead,
how much I spent trying to get a shiny Charizard card on in Shining Fates, I think.
Oh, I
got it though. I did get it.
I have that one. Nah, I was gonna say my whole thing with Charizard, because I agree. I think he's a really cool Pokemon. I also really dug him in the show, but I meant when I said he's a very privileged Pokemon. If Venusaur or Blastoise got half as much love as he gets, I would not have a complaint about Charizard. But everything is just Charizard. There's no Venusaur stuff. There's no Blastoise stuff. It's just like we had two whole other starters, man. Like,
why is everybody
a little love?
Why is everybody obsessed with Power World? Calling it Pokemon with guns. Blastoise has 2 guns on his back.
This is true.
Oh dang!
I mean, they're water guns, but
cannons, water cannons.
They are cannons, yeah.
And then when he turns into Mega, he gets arm water cannons too. So he has them like right here. It's like, it's great. That's what it was been there all along.
Yeah, I think Pokemon is here to stay. I know people are saying Pal World is the Pokemon killer. There's no way.
Oh, I feel like it's already over with. Like, I don't really hear. I know that was like the big topic that everybody
you say
was talking
Pokemon's
about.
already over with? Dang.
No,
Cancel
Pal
cheesy.
World. Jeez, Johnny. No, I mean, obviously, we're going to get more Pokemon. That is a machine that is running. It knows how to run well. If only its games could run as well, it would be unstoppable. I mean, I guess it already is. It doesn't have to have good games to be unstoppable. So
That's true. So I have a question. What's you guys' input? Do you think it's just a very poorly optimized game, or do you think it's because it's too big to run on the Switch? Because the Switch
No.
isn't the best thing. And
I think it's both. I think it's both.
it's
Yeah.
not both.
I think.
not
I mean, so we have games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. They run
right. Yeah.
okay. I mean, they don't run perfectly. They still struggle to get 30 FPS in certain spots. And I think Pokemon just doesn't know how to make non-handheld games. Like they're used to making 3DS games or DS games, and they're still trying to figure out how to make these high quality HD experiences.
Yeah, because like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out not much before it, and I mean it's definitely not as open worldy and it's boring as heck, but it ran flawlessly. Like that kind of style they seem to have no problem with, but it's just these big open world guys that they try to take on, I guess.
Hopefully when the Switch 2 comes out, they can make something that actually runs and looks good. Because it also looks kind of gross.
I mean, it has its moments, but the only thing that gets shared is the screenshots of people's heads rolling off and things like that. So obviously that's going to get a little more screen time, because there's definitely like I could pull up my Switch screenshots and there's a couple screenshots I've taken of like stuff that look cool or look really neat, but that's not to say it doesn't come with its flaws though, for sure. I'm not oblivious to that.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll see what they bring on Pokemon Day. Valdo, it was great having you on. Really, I mean, like honestly, we have been wanting to get you on for a while. We've talked about you on the show so much, so I'm just happy that we got to get you on, and hopefully we'll have you on again.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
After Pokemon Day, we'll have live reactions.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Live disappointed reactions.
Oh,
we don't get anything that we wanted on our bingo cards.
What if it's just like, all right, we've heard your feedback and we're just gonna delay everything we had planned to improve upon all the performance issues.
What do we get in the meantime though? What am I supposed to do in the meantime?
Play all your other
hurts
games.
You a lot. Like what?
Play my backlog. True.
You could do a series that's like, if you ran Pokemon, this is what you would do.
Yeah. God, can you imagine the comment section on that though? People have some really heated opinions on Pokemon. It's a dangerous place. I feel like you have to tread very lightly.
I feel like we have not been this whole episode. So
yeah.
I get gaslit all the time when I talk about Pokemon. People are like, "Oh, it runs perfectly." I don't know what you're talking about. It's flawless.
Okay, those people are wild. Those people are wild. I've seen those comments on your videos. It's not perfect. It's maybe not as bad, but nah, people really, man. Like I wish I saw it through their eyes.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing it right. Like maybe we're looking too critical at these things, and we should just try to enjoy them for what they are. But no, that's not fun.
What a concept.
I think there's a safe balance in both, because like I said, like I actually really enjoyed the story. I really enjoyed the DLC, but I also can see the flaws, and I hope we don't get another game like this. Because yeah, it's kind of. I mean, it's when you compare it to like your Breath of the Wilds and stuff, it's kind of very eye opening.
Yeah.
To see the difference there.
Yeah. Well, where can people find you?
Main platforms, TikTok, Instagram, all the socials, DarthVald0. I think you said you were gonna have my stuff linked, so you could check that out there. But yeah, if you want any Pokemon news, Pokemon guides, hit that follow button over on my socials. I do stream on Twitch, not very often, but you can find me on Twitch as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Follow
Johnny,
me on
where can
Twitter.
people find you?
No, hold on, John. Hold on. Follow me on Twitter. I don't know why I have the hardest time growing my Twitter. Go blow up my
Twitter's
Twitter.
hard to-
on there.
Yeah,
Twitter's
I
annoying.
think
Twitter's hard
just
to
in
find.
general, yeah, it's not in a good spot, so it's hard to gain traction unless you have that blue tick.
Yeah, I
But-
probably should.
I don't know. Do you want to ruin? Do you want to ruin
Twitter
your?
anymore.
You have 690 followers. Do you want to ruin that? You know, six.
Oh,
Nice. No, somebody go ruin it. Somebody go
Nice.
ruin it. Go follow him.
it better. By the time this airs, I better be at least at like 750. And that's playing it on the soft end.
Well, I'm Johnny Bo everywhere. Twitter, Twitch. Even though we say Twitch every week, and I don't think
I've replaced it
either
with
of us
Threads.
have streamed on Twitch for a year. But Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and the Nintendo Powercast, where we will be talking about Pokemon Day. Probably. I'll have to carry that conversation.
Of course.
And you can find me on TikTok, Twitter, Threads, Nintendo Powercast, CheezyC64, CheeeZyC 64. Valdo, thank you so much for being on.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.